Hello everybody, Zombie Slayer CJ here. This is just a quick little rant video. I apologize. I'm kind of tired. Um, but I just thought because um, most of you guys know that I play a lot of retro games and that um, Namco, if you have seen Namco comes out with a new compilation. And the compilation has uh, two two things I don't like. One, actually, there's only one reason. Actually, no, this is the two reasons. The reason I'm not going to buy this, um, on my PS3, I have every single compilate. I have every single, I think, yeah, every single. Well, most of the original Namco museums that are available there. Um, so um, you see my stance with that, but this is what they did. NES games. Not original, NES versions of Namco games. Why are you calling it Namco Museum Archives if you're using NES ROMs? Just my opinion. Now I shouldn't talk crap about emulation. I use games, I use MAME and all that stuff. And that's fine with me. But when you have an intellectual property like Namco, which in my opinion is that's my childhood. I used to play all those games all the time. I still do on my channel. Just did a Pac-Man video, a Galaga video. Um, I just don't think that what that it's a disservice for you to be releasing all of your classics, Namco, as NES ports, and then you make a demake of Pac-Man Championship Edition using NES property. Do you have like Nintendo's like? I mean, maybe Nintendo. I mean, I heard it might be Namco. I think I don't know if Namco and like Nintendo have, or maybe no. I think Nintendo and Namco have a exclusive license. Um, but still, like why? It just doesn't make any sense why Namco would would be using all of Nintendo's ports and then making a demake of Pac-Man Championship Edition because I saw videos of it. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. So I thought I would do my take on it. Someone who loves retro games and everything, and is someone who has grown up playing those games on all those compilations. I grew up playing the originals. I grew up playing, well, Namco's kind of versions of them. I did not grow up playing, hey, look, an NES version. I just don't know. Um, and people were like, I just don't play. Why are you making a rant video about it? I don't know. I'm making a rant video about it because I play arcade games all the time and I'm kind of a purist. And, oh, well, uh, you know, that's one of the things I don't understand about this whole compilation. You're making this because it's Pac-Man 40th anniversary, because it's a disservice. I mean, you got Pac-Land on there, which I'm not really a fan of. I mean, you should put Super Pac-Man, Pac and Pal, all that stuff. Why are you making? I just don't understand why. How? I mean, Volume Two has no Miss Pac-Man. They have a game called Galpus, like Galaga 3. Um, I don't know. I've always been a fan of those Galaga, Galaxian games and stuff, like the arcade shooters. Galpus is okay. It's not my favorite. I'm more of a fan of OG Galaga just because, that's something I like to play. You know, um, Galpus is, I guess, okay. That's all I got to say. But still, I mean, there's nothing again. But it's not like Galaga '88 where I haven't played a lot of. But they didn't like decide. Um, like it wasn't a lot of thought. It wasn't like, okay, well, the Atari, like those are like the Atari things that they put out. Those are more, hey, like those are very good. I get that. I get it. Okay, but with this Namco compilation, why don't you just call it Namco or Namco NES or like it's Namco Museum Archives? Like, maybe I'm wrong, but weren't like the Namco museum games, weren't they like emulated or something? Weren't they like Namco's intellectual properties? They weren't NES ports. I mean, not that I remember. I mean they could have been, but I don't know. You know, I don't remember. I mean, I played them before. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, and plus those were released in like 19 in the early 90s. So that's when emulation like wasn't the best. So and yes, I get it. It's Namco's. Yes, it's Namco's intellectual property. I get that 100%. But at the end of the day, why would you use Nintendo's ports? Why would you do that? That's all I'm saying. I mean, unless Nintendo, unless it's like, unless Nintendo and Namco signed an exclusivity deal and was like, oh well, no, we're coming out with this compilation. Can we just make your games and stuff? Which honestly, too, and this is just my honest opinion, I would slowly go for like in my opinion, like I wish they would come out with a Taito compilation, like those kind of games and everything. I look, it's Pac-Man's 40th anniversary this year. I get it, all right, but I want like let's release a game because I'm a PC gamer. Let's like can't they just like what they did with the Halo franchise? And I understand I'm not comparing Pac-Man World to Halo, but why don't you do like why doesn't Namco just like do you have to release a compilation every year? I mean seriously. It's like how many compilations do you need? Is it contractual? Because I remember I think for PS3 they had PS3 and Xbox they had Namco Museum Essentials, yes, and then they have this Namco Museum Archive, but didn't they come out with like arcade what was it? They released Pac-Man, Dig Dug Galaga, and then I think they released Miss Pac-Man too, because yeah, I did play those. I don't understand, and this is just my opinion. Um, I get it with a shooting game; it's easier. Pac-Man, in my opinion, doesn't work. It works with the regular joystick. It doesn't work with like those annoying controllers. Like I'm better at Pac-Man with a mouse and keyboard and the actual joystick, not the actual thumbsticks of like that kind of stuff. So I don't understand like oh it takes skill and practice. Okay, yeah, that takes skill and practice for you to be able to point Pac-Man and even when I had my NES Classic, which I actually want to sell by the way. That was kind of an experiment. I paid a lot of money for that. I'm not that Nintendo person anymore. You know, no, hey, cool. I wanted to get it. That's fine. I got it for 60. That's about it. I really wanted to play the SNES Classic, but I wasn't able to get that. But the buttons that I have for the like the NES Classic, like the games were okay. I basically wanted to play Tecmo Bowl. I mean, I'm a big American football fan, so that's the main reason I wanted to get it. But they had Pac-Man and Galaga, and I was like, okay, I don't really like arcade ports unless they're kind of the real thing. You know, it does. You know, I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like you could look. There's a billion compilations of Pac-Man. Is it just a generational thing, or is it just because hey, we can preserve? Well, there's a thing called MAME and everything. And look, I'm not saying MAME is legal. I don't care what MAME is. I just do it because I like to play arcade games on my laptop. So sue me, I don't give a crap. But I don't play Nintendo stuff because I have no interest. I have no interest in playing like a Nintendo product. I'm more in the fan of like Sega games or anything. Even I don't know. Um, Maybe R-Type is Nintendo. I mean, I've played R-Type. Maybe that's Konami. I don't know. But I like all shooting games, and Nintendo just doesn't do it for me. And I can understand Digda, like certain not bands, certain games are just the best. I'm gonna say this: my top three companies are Midway. Midway has some amazing games. Um, Namco, Atari, Taito, um, the one that made Moon Cresta, I think that's a good one. I can't even say the name. Nebushki. I can't say it. What else? So yeah, I'm a big you know fan of that stuff. Galaxian is a fun game, but you know, just get the original port Namco. I mean, it's 2020. I mean, emulation is good. Emulation, you own the source code. You'll need to take Nintendo stuff and be like, hey, hey, let's just take Nintendo's ROM or Nintendo's version of these games and let's make a shitty company. And they betrayed. It's Pac-Man's fourth anniversary. Yet you are gonna make a crappy combo. Like seriously, it's like Pac-Man Museum. It's mediocre. It's mediocre. Give the fans, and they're not going to do this because they don't give a shit anymore, what they want. Okay? Ask a poll on Twitter or whatever the hell you want to do. No one's going to listen to me. And say, listen, do you want another do you want another compilation, or do you want like a new game? Just oversaturation with these freaking, in the 90s, yes, in the 90s, because it was an advent of home computers and you had like the PlayStation. I totally get that. PS2, yes, yes. Now that it's all back, and you give people an NES port of Nintendo games, why? Like, why would you? It's not like Atari where, hey, it's Atari, it's the Atari, maybe it's Atari Archives, I don't remember, but those two Atari games that they released back, I think in 2016 or 15, I don't remember. Atari, that's iconic. Nintendo, yes, it's iconic. And now I know this is going on, stretching for too long. I just want to make a point to Namco. It's good for your, Nintendo fanboys. It's good for but your purists like myself that when they were a kid, played all your stuff, for you to stab them in the back and say, no, you can't get the arcade, you can't get the arcade ROMs, you can't get the arcade versions. We're gonna give you the Nintendo ports on a Sony, an Xbox console, a Switch console, and the PC. When you have all this emulated, that's all I'm gonna say. But Nintendo, you don't know. Like seriously, Namco. I'm not Nintendo. Namco, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Obviously, it's not going to be an issue, but it's an issue for me. If I want Nintendo to see all like I want not Nintendo. I keep fucking saying Nintendo. Namco. I know no one on Namco gives a crap, but Namco. I have been a fanboy for a long time. I love Pac-Man. I love all that shit. Some of the best games ever. Why are you giving us NES stuff though? Why? Just why? Why? That's it. Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna buy at the only if I really I'm just gonna finish up with this. If Namco releases Pac-Man Pac-Man World Collection, which I love those games. If this is all we see because of Pac-Man's 40th anniversary, I I mean I don't know. Give us a new Pac-Man game. I'm not talking about the Ghostly Adventures. This games suck. I'm sorry. You've just just stop. Just stop with your compilations. Just give us something. Or stop with these. Just stop catering to Nintendo, please. Stop. And I had no disrespect to Switch users, but stop, please. All right. Peace.